I was just thinking about how I've never even done this in English. I've never just went up to a girl in public and just randomly asked her to go on a date with me, let alone in another country, in another language. This is gonna be crazy. Like many of you probably watching this, I took semesters of a foreign language, but there's not a chance that I could hold a conversation. Over the past year, one of my main goals has been to actually learn Spanish, but my journey has actually looked a little like this. Realistically, what has happened is I've learned enough to get around, and once I learn enough to get around, why learn anymore? At least that's what I think subconsciously. The actual reason to learn more is to have deeper conversations. But every time I try to study consistently, that desire, that hope isn't strong enough and it falls through. I don't have something clear, like a tangible goal that I can see. So this week I've challenged myself to learn as much Spanish as I possibly can, then go out in the streets of Bogota and find a date and ask her out in Spanish. And then of course, the date itself has to be completely in Spanish as well. But first things first. I'm on my way back to school. Yo, check that out. It's amazing what you find in these little towns. That thing is huge and I had no idea that was here. Whew. That's always a hassle. I'm trying to find this place. And I was today years old when I decided I'm done with the rolly bag. I tried this because I thought, you know what, it might be a little bit more organized, which it is. But hiking dirt roads with 3 wheels on this thing, because one broke, is a no-go. I'm going back to the backpack. Okay, so that's locked with the lock. This definitely isn't it. I'm just trying to get right over there. Okay, I found it. This is where I get to study for the next week. That's crazy, but more on that later. Let's get to studying, come on. So for this Ryan Fila Spanish boot camp, your boy got a strict schedule. From 6 to 6:30, I'm gonna listen to an interactive book on tape and go for a run or get some type of exercise. ¿Cuánto tiempo para llegar? From 6:30 to 7, I just walk the streets and say what I see in Spanish. Esta hoja es verde. 7 to 7:30, I'm back at the crib and I'm using another app called Fluent Forever. 7:30 to 8 is shower and get ready to Spanish music. Some of this has got to be fun. It's cold in here, but this is the jam. Hey. I just wish I knew more of the words. 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. is the real grind. I'm gonna sit down. I got my flashcards, some that I've already made, and a lot of blank ones. I'm gonna fill them out, and I'm gonna get to studying. Hold on. So I remember is recuerdo, but you don't remember is no te acuerdas? That's not even the same word. How does that make any sense? I have to get back out of the house. So from 10 to noon, I'm gonna sit down and do some work at a cafe down the street. And then noon to 1:30 is technically going to town and eat. But I think all of that's gonna kind of mix together. Now that I got some food in me from about 1:30 to 3:30, I'm gonna come out and enjoy the sun since I'm in this gorgeous little town and the sun sets pretty early right now. And to be honest, today I might go take a nap in that grass. That was much needed. Now I'm gonna spend 3:30 to 4:30 just watching Spanish YouTube because I personally think I speak Spanish better than I hear it, so I need to spend a lot of time listening to it. I don't know if that says something about my personality, but it's whatever.
Tiene la fama de que es una ciudad sin autos, es una ciudad sin coches, todo el mundo se mueve en bicicleta, en motocicleta.
And now my schedule says 4:30 to 5, back to Fluent Forever to learn as much new stuff as you can. But first I'm gonna get a snack. And this place comes with snacks, you feel me? And it comes with guanabana flavored yogurt. If you've never been to Colombia, you're missing out. And the water. Yeah, I eat a lot, all right? I get it. I gotta fuel these gains. I'm leaving again. Make sure I got the keys. Okay, yeah. I just struggle staying at home for very long, even when my home is as dope as this. Yeah, that's where I belong, out there. I killed about 45 minutes looking for something sweet, but this'll do. Now from 6 to 7, I'm gonna work on grammar. When they ask me, what do I love about South America? That's it. You see how many times I can see myself in this thing, by the way? I hope that was as cool in the camera. The last 2 steps are simple. From 6 to 7, I'm gonna grind out another hour of work. 7 to 8 o'clock is gonna be laying down to watch another hour of videos. And overall, that's gonna be my daily schedule for this week. And hopefully, that'll be enough to get me by in a date in all Spanish. But we'll see. So today is day 5 of this Spanish challenge, and I'm feeling pretty good, honestly. I had one day where I kind of lapsed and I was just struggling to find motivation. I'm struggling more just because of the lifestyle, man. I'm out in this beautiful, like gorgeous place, but I kind of feel lonely, to be honest, in that like extroversion that just bubbles out of me. When it gets suppressed, that's when I really struggle mentally, and in that space I struggle to create and to learn and really to do those things because I don't find the purpose. But then I got outside, got some activity in, shot some of those neurotransmitters into my brain, and I was feeling a lot better. And I've been learning a ton. Now, as far as the date goes, my first opportunity was kind of shut down and I never heard anything back. Immediately rejected? Question mark? Do I try again right now? Welp. So I think I'm gonna up the ante a little bit. I go back to Bogota tomorrow, and what I'm gonna do is just go out into the streets with my camera speaking Spanish and try to find myself a date. The rules are I have to ask her in all Spanish and the date itself has to be in Spanish. And after getting rejected on my first try, let's see how many times I can get rejected on the street. Let's do this. One last check. Anything in my teeth? No? I also didn't shower today. That doesn't help. So there's a university campus that's fairly close to the hostel over here. So I figure I'll head over there. Where better to find a date? I was just thinking about how I've never even done this in English. I've never just went up to a girl in public and just randomly asked her to go on a date with me, let alone in another country, in another language. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be crazy. Okay, so this is the procrastination phase, or I'm gonna call it the scouting phase. I just got to the university and I'm gonna try to find somebody to ask out on a date. If there's anything that I learned from door knocking, it's that the first one is always the hardest. And you have to lean into that fear, even when like you're worried about doing it, you're worried about going up to the door, I'm worried about getting rejected. You gotta lean into it and do it anyways. Buenas, disculpe. Estoy grabando un video para un experimento donde aprendo tanto español como sea posible en una semana, y al fin de semana necesito preguntar a una chica para una cita este fin de semana. Entonces, ¿te gustaría salir conmigo para un cena o desayuno solamente? Buenas. Well, that's the first rejection out of the way, but that was one of the nicest rejections I've ever had. I just realized there's an event going on the campus that I think is centered around little kids. So I'm gonna change locations and I'm gonna head back to the hostel and see if there's any dates waiting for me there. Buenas. Okay, we're on the top floor of the hostel and it's time to find a date. Nobody out there, but I hear ping pong. Nope. Is it weird to ask somebody on a date in the gym? I guess we'll never know. I've decided this date is happening tonight, not in the morning. Buenas. ¿Y qué estás haciendo? ¿Qué es esto? I missed that one. So, we're out to adventure the streets. This is the street where everybody just pisses on the wall. Well, there was this beautiful looking girl standing outside with a dog. I looked at her and I was gonna walk up and just ask her, and then I thought, you know what? And then it happened. Her boyfriend walked out. That's who she was waiting for. But I'm not giving up. I will be on a date by the end of the night in all Spanish. After this spark of confidence, I realized both my camera and phone were almost dead. So I went back to the room to recharge. And if I'm being transparent, I needed to recharge myself. Okay, so change up of plans. I came back to the hostel and it was full, which I didn't expect. And I got a date. We can reenact how I asked her. She was walking to the elevators and I was like, yo, wait, can we go on a date? And she was like, I don't have much time. And I was like, okay, we'll make it quick. And now we're going on the date. ¿Estás listo?
Estoy lista.
Solamente en español.
En español, perfecto.
Sí. My goal for this date was to understand and communicate enough Spanish to sit down and have an actual conversation. But what I didn't realize until I was editing this video is how much this whole experiment reflects the last year of my life. The longest I've lived anywhere this year was in New Orleans for 2 months. Because I've been moving around so much, I've found myself really desiring deep connection. It's the same reason I've wanted to learn more Spanish. I want to connect with people on a deeper level. I won't bore you with watching an entire first date in Spanish, but it went really well. Per usual, because I did something outside of my comfort zone, I made a new friend and reached my goal. We even sat in this restaurant longer than I expected, talking about food, our favorite things in Colombia, and she told me all about her family vacation that she had to leave for that same night. That's why it had to be a quick date. Well, that was way better than I thought. Honestly, I understood more than I expected.
Sí, que
Yeah. Estoy aprendiendo. Before I tell you about next week's adventure, I want to give a quick shout out to Moonlight Glamping. Thank you so much for giving me that dope place to study for the week. It was quiet, it was tranquilo, and it was honestly more than I expected. The Wi-Fi was strong. Of course, if you've been following along, I'm creating a Colombia travel map with all of my favorite places to stay, hidden gems, secret places to eat, and great adventures with my personal feedback attached to it. I'll have more information on that down in the description. That map will be coming out this week. So if you haven't signed up to be notified when it comes out, go down in the description and check that out, especially if you're traveling Colombia soon. I'll be in Colombia still for another month, so I'll continue to add my favorite places on that map. But once it gets to 100, which it will this week, that's when I'll drop it live. By the time I leave Colombia, that map will probably have 200 recommendations on it. Now next week, I'm gonna show you more about this hostel that you were actually just watching, because it's my favorite hostel that I've stayed at anywhere in the world. Obviously the price depends on the season, but I only paid $13 a night to stay at this place. Thanks for watching, and don't forget, your best life is just on the other side of that fear. Until next time, I hope you try to live your dream, and I'll see you there. Peace.